All right, folks. Welcome in, everybody. We have arrived to the gold playoffs. Soruma had an awesome season in gold, as Soruma ended up falling into the third place position right behind Capwatch and Doubts. Wide was tied on 10 wins in his group with Prisma, but lost on the tiebreak, so he fell into second place. The playoffs for gold. Second place from one group plays third place from another group. Best of 7 to make it into Titans League Platinum, which would be a huge accomplishment for both of these players. Now, slight speed up here. I think I'm a little bit behind live time. The only time that these two younger next generation AoE2 players have played against each other in a tournament, it was in Titans League. It was essentially the play-in to get into gold back in Season 4, okay? And Soruma was the favorite, and Wide beat him 3-2. That is crazy storyline here. Literally just one tournament set against each other, and it was also in a play-in for the upper league. But they both made it to gold. They both, of course, did really well in gold. Now the winner goes to platinum, and then the loser ends up staying in gold. So we got Soruma, Taiwanese player, who has accomplished more in his career, but needs to really deliver here. He's playing as the Pulse. We're still speeding up because I was a little bit behind live time. Then we got Wide, who's a young Russian player who people won't know as much about, but I'm telling you, this guy's legit. And Wide has gone for the Ethiopians. And we have an early drush here from Soruma, so he's going for the early barracks, pre-mill, pre-lumber camp. We've seen a lot more of this. We could see it even more with the Champy meta we have with some of the new DLC civs. But yes, we're now at live time here, and this just comes down to if Soruma can surprise with the build, essentially. Like, this is high risk, high reward. We've been seeing it a lot. And I don't think Wide is necessarily expecting it from this civ. Crazy the differences tiny things can make. If there's not a hole there, he's got some time to react, but there is a hole there. No one's expecting this from Pulse. Nobody's even picked the Pulse this entire season, and Sorakuma's like, hello, Wide, and bam, gets the kill. That's so good. That is so well played. Villager goes down, Barracks gets denied to start it off, and that's why people are going for this build. It's just, it hits you so fast. And so now, decision-making time for Wide. Wide has to wall up in the back here. Wide also almost lost the Villager to the boar at the same time. So he saves his Villager and pulls back, but the downside of having a weak economy and a later lumber camp, it's not necessarily as bad now for Soruma because he slowed down his opponent's follow-up. Wide looks a little stunned right now, like he doesn't really know what to do. I think what you would do typically is you would get Loom and you would come out here and you would fight this back and just complete the barracks. No response so far. Redneck, welcome back. Thanks for the 5 months. I will. Thank you. Kalunia, thank you for the 59. But yeah, this set, as the barracks gets deleted there, and he loses some of the wood, but he'll get like 80% of it back. This set should deliver, guys. I feel like with their styles, it should be very interesting. This is kind of weird for Soruma. You see, you have a lack of scouting when you play it like this. So he didn't actually scout the edge of this wood line. So he's house walled here and walled here. Which, I mean, it's not your typical wall. Typically, you see the walls from these tiny little wood edges. But well played from Soruma. I mean, the fact that he's on the way to Feudal Age right now is sick. And then, oh man, guys, Wide forgot his second building. I think he wanted to click up Fast Feudal, and then he forgot his building because his whole build has been thrown off. And so he then adds more villagers. And now he's up, which is a pretty late up time. I don't think Fast Castle's realistic here, but I just think that the nerves are sky high. So, Star Wars with 20 gifted as well. Thank you. I want to tell you another little story here, okay? So, this season, we've been fortunate to schedule it out. It's been a priority of ours to cover these playoffs for the players getting into the next leagues. So, fortunately for this season, we get to cover this. But in the previous season, when I mentioned that Wide and Soruma played the best of 5, I was in Germany at a LAN event. It was Noble Apartment Cup, I think. Or NAC 5. I forget which. I think it was Noble Apartment Cup. So anyways, I'm there, right? And the LAN is happening. But as the LAN is happening, I'm trying to watch these games because I couldn't cast them. And fortunately for me, when this series was happening, I wasn't live casting at the LAN. So I had it up. And it was game 5. I tell Vinchester, because Vinchester, like, trains and works with Wide. And Vinchester freaks out, because he's like, what? Wide didn't ask me for any advice or tips. You know. Long story short, Wide wins the 5th game. It was a crazy game. And I'm, like, there with Vinchester, and Vinchester pulls up his, like, Discord or WhatsApp or whatever, and it's just, like, basically the Sal's team's chat. And I got to see, like, the whole screen just blowing up of all of his friends and fans just congratulating him. Like, the whole screen. Like, Twitch chat. Everyone just go, like... Everyone spam hype right now. Basically, that's essentially what it looked like. Just so many people, like, let's go, Wide. You did it, Wide. And then Wide is typing back, like, oh, my God. Like, I got to see that energy, so it was really special. But it's cool to actually be able to cover this now. Wide's got to be... I mean, I say that because I want you to know how much it meant to him. Wide's got to be nervous here after this start. Tower goes up. Now, he did a nice thing. You never want to build a tower on someone's diagonal wall like that because the opponent can actually hit through their own wall. So Soruma definitely made a mistake there, in my opinion. So Wide will deal with the tower. Wide is mostly walled. He did lose his scout, but that's not necessarily of huge value on this map. And he's going to get his eco upgrades. I could see the nerves are there because he's got so many vills in queue, so he's over-queuing vills. He only lost 1 vill. He can make archers now. And, you know, behind this, I look at Soruma. As Soruma will add farms and everything, but Sorakuma's walls are not as good as you would want them to be. Because you miss out on all this space long-term, which could be an issue. And he doesn't have any army. So... if there is some army here from Wide and he actually moves out, Soruma will probably need an archer range. But I like the greed here. You have the berries, you have farms around Fullworks, which feels super smooth with the poles, and now you see the first archer. So after you see the archer, you could probably just fall back. You also get a little bit of gold income when you mine stone with the poles, so the tower rushing with the poles is pretty nice. The scout being here as well for Soruma is not bad. It can keep an eye. There are these reeds here, guys. So potentially could chop these reeds and get through. Definitely something to pay attention to on this map. But yeah, I think Wide is recovered from the sloppy start. It was honestly just a really nice build from Soruma. And I think that Wide panicked a little bit. But he's stabilized. And he's looking around with the archer. And I think he might actually be paranoid of a sneak vill. So Wide definitely did his research then. Soruma had a game where he went sneak villagers in the group stage. This is sick. Like, this detail, he doesn't... Nothing that he saw in this game makes him think there would be a sneak villager, but his research and his preparation has told him there could be a sneak. Which, you know, motivates me to just continue to host events like this. Like, this guy's going crazy right now. And there's a game living in his head. He might be looking for the weak scout as well, to be honest. But, you know, the scout being back there and you not having your own scout leads to some paranoia here. It's just the scout's on 2 HP over there. So, Wide doesn't really try and counterattack, which is, you know, arguably could have been a play. But there are walls for Soruma, which he just assumed would be the case. The Soruma will continue to stack more full works. The first full work is not something you can farm around, though, because it's on the front. And that will always be the case on this map. And Wide is on the way to Castle Age a little bit faster. We'll go to stone to recover some of the stone from the tower he had to build. And he kills the scout. So now the scout's been found. Not bad. Spit Oven says, what do you call microing with the poles? Pole dancing. Nice. Nice, Spit Oven. I will definitely not steal that one. Nice joke, though. Welcome in. T90, what was the full work change in recent patch? They made a change to how farming works. So essentially, if you research Horsecollar after you already have existing farms, it affects existing farms, which it never did before. So it actually says it with the wording here. It says, new farms provide plus 75 food. Existing farms provide a smaller food amount. In this case, Soruma had Horsecollar before every farm. But that makes a difference for full works and other civs that don't have full works as well. I like the recognition from Wide here to know what this map has typically become, guys. Because, like, some people, they go really aggressive and they play full army here, and then the defender typically wins because they have the hill, and everyone at this level is super good. So Wide just like, dude, I'm going to boom it out here. Like, he's planning on town centers here. He's not planning on big army. He is really uncertain on what Sorakuma's going to do, and Soruma has a couple archers here. And Soruma might actually be the one to pressure, after all. We see a villager coming this way. He hasn't attacked this archer, so he hasn't shown Wide what he's doing. There's a detail here that's actually kind of a big deal, and I think it's just the fact that Wide can't commit to that next TC yet, because the stone's not there. But that feels like it could be good if he realizes there's going to be pressure. But, oh, man, he doesn't know. And that's just palisade walls, and there's a lot of res back here. Sorakuma's sneakiness is something else here. Yeah, now Wide gets through with this archer. Now he's like, what are you doing? He'll see one archer, but still, that's not enough to make you think there's going to be a lot here. He's lacking critical information. Now, Ethiopians get insane vision from outposts, but he hasn't built any outposts. He doesn't expect it, and Soruma will be here. With the ram first, really? I mean, ram, he'll break through this wall in like 2 hits or 1 hit, and then he can take the range. And then if he goes mangonel as well, it's also really strong. Okay, this is where Wide needs to see this villager and be like, hold up a second. Why is that happening? But he's seeding farms. Notice how the timing on this is critical. He might even delete his own wall. He wants the relic, and now he sees a ram, and now Wide needs to adapt. No market. So these farms placed delays the siege workshop significantly. This is not what Wide thought it was going to be. Soruma just now adding the second TC. But yeah, Wide again, surprised by Soruma. But let's see how he damage controls. He stonewalls behind the range, so he immediately accepts that the range will go down. He micros the monk perfectly to keep it alive. He does panic with his own siege workshop. Man, that's really nice reactions. To be surprised by that and get the stonewalls up is so nice. We'll see how he adapts it. Soruma should have no issues producing villagers once the town centers are up. Soruma has drafted for the maps that don't have as many walls. Soruma likes to be more active with the army. But look at the hill that Sorakuma's gained for himself here. That's such a good position. The fact that Wide has to defend from mangonels at the bottom of the hill is so brutal here. That would have been a kill if not for the hill. Had a nice ring to it. Kill if not for the hill. The thrill of the kill on the hill. Yes, he will. I don't know. It's still early. Could go either way. Just depends on the micro. And the mangonels will continue here from Soruma. Soruma is falling behind in vills, so it's important he gets every kill. Dr. Seuss official. This is nice, though. Here you're on flat grounds against flat grounds, so having the mangonels up here makes sense. But it can be really difficult to have that perfectly balanced economy while you're being pressured. Still, vill count is pretty good. Micro from Wide has been all right. We haven't seen any mangonels go down yet. Still always very frustrating to me to see the Ethiopian player surprised by anything. I say that because there's no outposts up yet. Damn, lots of good micro here from both players. But so far, I've actually been the most impressed with Wide because I feel like this could have been so much worse for him. Same with the recovery earlier. Guys, if you might know Soruma a bit more, but Wide is legit. I said yesterday Wide might be the favorite because that 3-2 series win that they played maybe a year or two ago was really impressive. And I think Wide being insane on close maps while also being super capable with aggressive styles. I think he actually, and maybe I'm being too much of a Wide fanboy, but he might have more potential. Damn. I mean, Soruma strategically, he's going for the right push, but he just cannot get the value. Finally, he gets the value. Remember, still just 2 town centers. We'll add the 3rd town center now. And this could easily swing back the other direction. He still has the position. This middle area gives him so much control and time. And wide, heavy on stone for a castle. And oh man, what a series this is going to be. Sora Kuma pole dancing now with the poles. And the dancing finally pays off. Okay, lands a big hit. I probably shouldn't say someone's pole dancing. I blame chat for that. It's just because he's playing as the poles. It's always awkward when you have enough for a castle and then you don't know where to place it. You know what you could try, though? Sneak a villager out here and build an outpost for vision. You might be able to sneak a castle up there. He will drop a castle there just to protect the eco. Because this push could get significantly worse. Yep, another Mangonel goes down. Nice job from Sora Kuma. Sora Kuma almost gets another. He'll lose that one. Castle for wide should go up. Feels like we're approaching imp territory now. Once the castles start to come up, players might want Trebs and Bomber Cannons. Oh, big shot. Guys, that's a crop shot. If you click someone's farm, aka their crops, you can actually get a one tile further distance shot with your Mangonel. So it's really a bit of inexperience here from wide not to delete the farms. People normally delete their farms so their opponent doesn't have that opportunity. I mean, I think fletching is needed here. So your castle can range a little bit more. Sora Kuma, farms are coming up with the full works. We'll transition more to gold. Also, if you take down this barracks, you then have another angle to attack the town center so the castle can't range you. This is fine. Sora Kuma's got to be pretty happy here. Monk will bring a relic back for wide, but he probably needs another monastery. But, you know, saying all that, wide will click Imperial Age. Impressive. No, it's called a crop shot. It's not a crop dust. Oh, God. All right. Monk just drops off a relic in the most dangerous monastery known to man. But, hey, that's some gold income right there. Town center's still going down, though. That is not the imp TC, but just such a nice position from Sora Kuma here. I think with a bit of market shenanigans, he can probably balance out his resources and still have a really nice imp time. But he is down in Vills. I look at the fights, and I think it's great for Sora Kuma. But then I look at the Vill count and the imp time, and I think this could be good for wide. Oh, so unlucky for wide. That's 2 HP. I think Ethiopians are a better civilization for the map. I think it's just a civ design for this map. You tend to see a lot of ranged units and cannons dominate the late game. And, ooh, wow. How is that a kill? Was that not full HP? That's a bit weird. But either way, wide will not complain about that. 15 villager lead. Resources destroyed is just slight difference in it. KD is 11 to 10. Another castle from wide. I think we might see the rare Torsen Engines game, guys. 1,000 food and 600 gold for Torsen Engines. But siege with Ethiopians with that tech could be crazy strong. So wide has been able to defend. Sora Kuma might not even believe it, too. Like, Sora Kuma has done a lot to force reactions. Nice shot there. So Sora Kuma is almost playing this like he believes he's going to be the one to the Imperial Age faster. It's a big army of crossbows, and pole range units are pretty decent. They're not the best ever, but I think they do get thumb ring on their arbalest, so I mean, they don't, or are they missing thumb ring? No, they get thumb ring, so they pretty much get everything you'd want with arbalest except for the final armor upgrade. Lacking the final armor upgrade on both your cav and your range units, though, does put you in a weak point. But, man, what a game. Yeah, so this is what wide is weakening that Mangonel so he can get the uphill shot. And Sora Kuma knows that, so Sora Kuma backs off. Crazy that wide still farms in these positions, though. And villagers didn't even go down. Still haven't seen any chops on the side. The crossbows are patrolling there just in case. I don't think that's where wide will want to take the fights. And wide is an imp now. Has bracer. And still has a nice villager lead. Guys, how has wide had less idle TC time under that much pressure? That is insane. That is so impressive. One thing he really needs to do is maybe get more villagers on stone. He's built 2 castles, but he's now not mining any stone. He also collected a relic. He could collect these other relics quickly as well. Soruma a little late there. And Ethiopian Arbalest, definitely the superior arbs, but oof. Castle, though. Castle says hello. The plan for Soruma is going to be skirmishers here. And well, you did say Wide was overqueuing villagers early. Well, it's tough to say if that's even overqueuing, right? Like, it's just sometimes players... Oh, Monk goes down. Sometimes players, when they get nervous, they overqueue. But in the end, I mean, he's balanced it perfectly. It felt to me when he got drushed that there was definitely a bit of panic. And ever since then, he's played it great. Wow, he'll stonewall the side so there could be no side shenanigans. He doesn't want the pulls to raid at all. And I think he believes that his Civ is unbeatable in this matchup if it's fighting through the middle choke point. That's such a nice detail to wall the sides. Guys, I'm telling you, like, Wide is training so much for this. We have players who are in these playoffs in gold and silver who have been playing dozens of practice sets. They're so motivated. And Wide is going to take it easy here and probably just wait for cannons, which Poles can do as well, and there will be cannons coming from Soruma. And Soruma is definitely wanting to push. You could tell. He's like, doesn't want this game to go on for too long. Can't actually wall that because of that one skirmisher. That's a big deal, though. Like, Soruma could probably be chopping that and be through with something. I think it's definitely worth it. But he tries to move in there, sees the army from Wide, and now he's got the trebuchet focused on the castle. But because you lack the final armor on your skirms, Ethiopian arms are going to shred the skirms. The skirms are not good value because they're not tanky enough, and then the Ethiopians have the machine gun arbs. So that's a sign of things to come if you make too many skirmishers. I still think Wide is hoping to max out with the cannons. And so instead of a Mangonel war now, it's going to be Bomber Cannon Micro. Obviously, you do have the Arbalest and the skirms in the mix now, so it's more complicated. But overall, I think if Soruma can snag these relics, I think if he can continue to take the gold in the middle, and if he can continue to sink damage into this castle, it's slow damage, but it's steady. A detail here, you really want the trebs up on this hill, so you're not doing uphill damage, but hard to manage that. And there's Slakta. Or as someone once told me, Sriracha privileges. That's not it. But it's about to get spicy. Because if the stables drop for the pulls and they can use Slakta privileges, your Cavalier, even though your Cavalier aren't as tanky, they cost 60% less gold. It's very strong. And Wide will lose the castle. Remember, Torsen engines is the big thing that you would want here for your siege to be superior. Both players have siege engineers right now. And, you know, maybe for Wide, just not able to get the army count up. That's a lot of skirms. Hasn't landed many big shots on the skirmishers yet, and Soruma is looking pretty comfortable right now. More bomber cannons are being massed. I still think this will come down to how big the bomber cannon shots are. And then obviously, a lot of it then comes down to how many Arbalests are going to be alive for Wide. Yeah, Wide goes for it. There it is. Torsen engines. It's so rare to see this. First time in the season. Guaranteed. But yeah, 1,600 resources invested into the blast radius on the cannons. But you now have to shift into actually protecting your cannons. And I think the game sense is there from Wide to know that it will be cav spam. But he doesn't have Halb yet, and he doesn't have the units here. So, but yeah, if you get Halb, Arbalest, and also Torsen engine bomber cannons, it becomes very tough for pulls to go through the middle. But dude, Soruma needs to cut here. Like, one lumber can't piece through and he can raid the sides. If Soruma loses this game trying to fight up the choke point against Torsen engine, bomber cannons, and Arbalest, I think he will have big regrets. And I'll, of course, be sitting here being very critical because Cav is all about the mobility, man. But he's getting his upgrades, and there's still not many Halbs here, and he still probably feels like he's got a chance. It's not a big Arbalest mass. It's only 27. But there's Torsen engines for you. Oh, man. Yeah, that's the first time it became clear to Soruma. Imagine if that's a bigger group, and the cannons can connect with them. Wide's still waiting. He's seen no evidence that there will be cav. Another big shot. Skirms are a non-factor now. That's just more population space for the Cav, though. Wide will see this. Wide is overextending. He didn't know. So he needs a big attack round, which he does land. But it still could get complicated. The Halbs need to be there. Oh, man. So far, very nicely microed here from Wide. The Bombard Cannons land shots on the crossbows. The Halbs and the Arbalest were perfectly positioned. That's not bad. Wide's micro was perfect there. The Halbs were there at the perfect time. Cav will still get into the back. They might get some raids, but I think Wide can deal with that. Honestly, there's an argument to just play full Halb. Just play Halb and Bombard Cannons at this stage. Remember, Soruma has all the middle golds available. Still has the side golds and side stones too. There's a lot of resources on this map. Guys, this is a best of 7, and this is how it's starting. We even have the rare fortified wall tech for Wide. I still think that Soruma needs to stop fighting through the choke. He had the idea here to take down the wall and to raid. I would love to see him remember that this area is choppable. The Halbs need superior upgrades for Wide. He's working on the armor upgrades, but he's not even close to being maxed out at the moment, as we actually have Onager being researched for Soruma. Now, Poles don't get Siege Onager. Ethiopians actually do. But typically, Onager's a very desperate play. Against this many Bombard Cannons, with Wide's micro, Wide will snipe that. This is what happens with the Halbs, though. Sometimes they get tossed in, they get kind of wasted, and they can still die to the skirms. I think Wide still doesn't feel like he's fully maxed out yet, and he still thinks his civilization is superior, so he's still taking his time. We actually see Elite Olbuk researched by Soruma. So his game plan is to switch the unit type because he knows that this, as is very dangerous. Now, Olbuk's Shred Armor, their stats are pretty solid. They would destroy the Halbs, but it's the Arbalest again that becomes key for Wide. And, oh, Onager Cut. That's so funny that he's going Onager Cut when he literally could have just chopped the trees. But, okay, he's through. He's through. Wide will have to react to that. Wide's Halbs still are missing a lot of upgrades. He'll take the engagement. He'll push back the skirms, though. The Cavalier will be through to get some kills. I still don't know if this fight is exactly going so well for Soruma in the middle. And the micro from Wide is just top-notch there. Didn't lose any Arbalest. The Cavalier will be funneled in towards some walls. In towards some Halbs as well. But Wide is falling back. He will wait till he clears up the raid. And we now have Siege Ram for Soruma. Nice job from Soruma to get some raids. Wide can't push as effectively and micro as effectively when he's getting raided like that. Siege Ram is always really nice too, but I still feel like the death ball for Ethiopians is so dangerous. Both players have played so good here. Like their micro has been so good. Raid got cleared up pretty quickly. It was only 18 villager kills. You can be at 120 villagers and feel fine here if you're Wide. I am wondering when he runs out of gold, though. Looks like he might be running out of everything. He drops a castle back there. He only has 140 gold back there. That's Sorakuma's game plan now, is control the gold. Hope he runs out of gold for these cannons. At what point is it too many cannons? Like, dude, he just lost 3 and he's still got 9 left. This castle's nice, though, so if you get raided, it helps you defend, and you don't need to focus as much. But yeah, it says 7 on gold. I guess there's some of the gold there for Wide, but I think he runs dry soon. What's up, Binary Hood? Thank you for the 46 months. Lars, thank you for the 4 months. Squidjet, Zeno. Zeno with 4 years. Thank you so much. Here comes the Siege Rams. Can we get some choo-choos going, dude? Siege Rams with Olbuk inside is pretty clutch here. You have the infantry to defend against any Halbs, and Soruma is chopping the left side as well. Big shots from Soruma on the Ethiopian Bombard Cannons. Olbuk is not something that Wide was prepared for. It will use the Vills to attack the Rams, but now we have more choo-chooing through the middle. The Siege Rams with the Olbuks are going to do so much here. Oh, man, the Bombard Cannons are struggling. Siege Rams are so good. The Rams are still working away there. The infantry ram train was the perfect choice from Soruma. Wide was never expecting that. And that's game-ending damage right there. The mass of the bombard cannons are gone. The castle could easily be gone. Villagers are dying everywhere. And the Arbalests are now being focused down by the bombard cannons from Soruma. Sorakuma's like, I don't need Torsen engines. I'll go for the OG engines. The siege ram with the infantry. Damn. What a finish to the game there from Soruma. And a great first game. I need to add the best of 7 here. In a great first game, Soruma wins. And that could be an important one. Because, again, I think game plan-wise, and we'll probably be able to tell in the draft, I think that Wide always felt like he had the best civ for this. I don't think Poles is high up on the list of civilizations you would typically see played. But Soruma held the map control. He tried everything he really could. But the key there was the siege rams. The siege rams just tank so much. It's so difficult for anyone playing heavy archers and halbs to deal with siege rams and infantry. It's a common approach. Back in the day when we used to see Britons played more, one of the best counters against Briton longbowmen would just be siege ram, because it tanks so much damage, and then they can't take down the rams fast enough. And in this case, Sorakuma's bombard cannons also got really nice value. That's 34 kills, but he killed like most of the bombard cannons and the Arbalests with these cannons at the same time. So, GG. Yeah, well, what a game. KD was very close. And Soruma collected more food with the pole farm bonuses, and he killed off that additional gold from Wide. And would have had more gold to mine as well. Let me see if this works. I don't know if this will work with the bigger draft. Okay, so we missed the bans, but whatever. So what I expected here, because this is Wide's #1 home map, and I saw him play Cumans before, I expected #1 pick Cumans to be played, which he now hasn't done, so that's a little bit surprising to me. So clearly he's got a plan. Oh God, what have I done? Please remove civs. Get off screen, please. Okay, perfect. But yeah, this is Wide's home map. He looks to recover here. This map is Tulu. The Tulu is regicide start, but we've got queens. 50% chance of queen or king. If you lose that queen or king, you are dead. So please keep a close eye out on that, players. You have this line of trees, but that's double the amount of wood per tree, even though it looks the same. So that's a little detail. If you want to chop to the outside and get access to stone, which might be important here with the Britons, you need to start chopping quickly. And you also have the water in the middle. This is a bit weird because neither player, you don't start with gold with regicide resources. So you're out here unloomed unless you mine golds. The Soruma will see 2 villagers there on the fish with the dock. And what you might want to do is just pull 2 villagers with your scout to attack. But another tiny detail, and this map is full of tiny little details that matter, is these towers have crazy range. So that's 13 range. So actually, I've done some testing on this, and if someone comes out to Vil fight this, all Wide would have to do is back up to like right here, and then the tower is ranging whatever Soruma has. So I think that's why Soruma is not Vil fighting there. But a lot of work to do. Your boars are outside your walls, which is super annoying. You start with a ton of villagers, and you got to send them all different directions. Not an easy map to play. But clearly, Wide has picked the Britons for the late game, right? He picked Ethiopians for the late game in the previous game. He has to have done the same for the Britons. And Romans is like... You know what Romans makes me think? Romans makes me think all-in Castle Age, guys. Like... Double Siege Workshop, Rams, Scorpion push or something. Because Roman late game is awkward. You don't get Bombard Cannon. You don't get Bracer. Like, typically, you want Bombard Cannon civs or, like, good range units on choke pointy, boomy maps. I mean, we could see Siege Ram again with infantry. Especially against the Britons. That was the example that I gave. But I don't know, man. I think Wide certainly got his game plans. And with it being his home map, you'd expect a really nice build. He clicks up. He'll be on the way up. And the queens are... Sorakuma's queen is inside the base, at least. And then we have Wide's queen inside the tower. All right. Leaf, thanks for the 4 months. Appreciate it, man. Rosbergs, thank you. Alpha Crit, thanks again. But yes, so we have 2 best of 7s today. Winner goes into Platinum League. This first series is Wide versus Soruma. Second series is Margugu against Stone, please. And the only other time Wide and Soruma have played against each other was in a best of 5 to make it into Gold League. And now they've progressed and they're in Gold League. And one of them gets to Platinum. A really, really cool matchup for their career trajectory. Big walls from Soruma. I'm not seeing any gaps. So that's kind of nice, so you can breathe a little bit. There's also a statue in here. That's pretty cool. Does anyone know what this is named? Cool statue guy. We'll call that. Steve. I'm gonna go out on the limb and say that individual is not named Steve, but Bulletchin says random fact. That's me. Okay, Bulletchin. I can rename units in the game with Capture Age, but I can't rename statues, so unfortunate. Very clean build from Wide. He builds the blacksmith, he builds the market. And he'll be in castle. And notice how he's got 2 vills clicked onto that tree. So this has been continuous. You can't fit 3 villagers through that choke point, only 2. And villagers are so stupid sometimes, and they'll switch trees. So you have to always go back and click them back to the tree. Because if they bump into each other, the one guy will say, oh, I can't get to my target, and switch to a tree. Speaking from experience, it can be quite annoying. Scout is weak for Soruma and for Wide. It looks like they had a little bit of an engagement there. There's 2 fishing ships for Wide, so that's a nice lead. Still wondering why on earth Soruma picked this civ. It feels to me like Soruma wants to boom. So I think he wants to boom, and he wants to add scouts for map control. I see scouts being added from the stable back here. So it makes sense you would add a little bit more economy and be later to Castle Age if you want to add the scouts, and the opponent doesn't. But the fact that you can now garrison fishing ships inside the docks makes this map a bit easier to justify doing exactly what Wide has done. You have so many resources at the start that building the dock just so you can get 400 food from the fish and leaving actually feels worth it. So I can't be too critical of that dock. There's an argument maybe for making a hulk or something to pressure the fish, but fishing ships on box turtles are really slow and inefficient. A Wide scout still is not on the outside. Britons get the sheep bonus, right? That would also apply. The shepherd bonus would apply to the water buffaloes out here, and there's a lot of them. I think there's probably like 12 or 16 water buffalo on the outside, and there's the berries as well as the stone. This is what I mean. Okay, hold on. I'm going to show you exactly what I meant. So Wide was doing other things. This idiot just decided to not go after the tree he clicked them on, and then Wide wants out, and he fixed it. See? So that's just how villagers work. It's these weird situations. But he wants to be out building that next town center right now. So that's kind of a big deal. And he should be through. And, ooh, Scout is here. And no loom for Wide. And hello. There's another Scout coming as well. Wide was not expecting the Scout approach at all. I haven't really seen it be that common on this map. And, oh, that's so good for Soruma. And Wide, oh, but Wide, oh my goodness, what? Wow, Wide gets the quick walls, though. Sick. Okay, so he gets the quick walls, and he will lose his scout, but he doesn't lose the vills. And then the villagers are out here. He'll buy the stone and probably drop another town center right there. That could have been way worse. Losing multiple villagers there and having your TC delayed would be brutal. Soruma, so far, though, has had some really nice game plans to just... Because both the maps have been relatively slow build-up. Both his game plans have been really good to just get some poke damage, get some annoyance and harassment in. And, yeah, third town center coming up for him. Also can drop the monastery to get the relics. The relics are always in the corners of the middle area. And then there's one in the middle here. Soruma also used his spearman to snipe a fishing ship while that was happening, and the spearman is keeping the other fishing ship garrison. So, honestly, I really like Sorakuma's start. And that fishing ship kill probably happened while everything else was happening. And look, spearman against that is so smart. Wow. Yeah, and then Of course, there's arrows if you're far away from the dock, but if you sit right next to it, it doesn't hit you. So just sit right next to it. This fishing ship is so unimportant, but it's something we need to look at. The big thing now for Soruma would be the outside, because he's chopped through. But 5% greater efficiency on everything the Romans do. So you'd expect that the resources collected will be higher for Soruma if the fill count's even. Actually, can look at the worker efficiency. I don't think this factors in the Romans, right? This is just like what the game has been, and then the Romans is tacked onto it. I don't actually know how that works. Does anyone know? Does Capture Age pick up on the additional worker efficiency? I don't know how Romans have been in the game for this long, and I haven't thought about it, but I think this is just the general worker efficiency because the stats seem pretty similar. Wide is shifting a bunch of those villagers to stone. And we might see a rare longbowman game here. But the scouts on the outside from Soruma collecting some of the buffaloes, sending them home. We got a monk going here. Look at the confidence from Soruma. He knows that eventually Wide will have army, so he snacks this relic first. Really nice approach from Soruma so far. And he also knows the stone is on the outside and that Wide will probably build up towards the castle. And Wide will just drop the houses here. I don't think Wide plays too passive. I think he's picked civs and maps. I mean, so far, game 1 and game 2 are relatively passive maps. Wide can play aggressive. But maybe there's an argument that he played a little bit too passive so far. I would say no. I think Romans are just much more fluid civ for this type of style. And what the Britons excel at is getting their town centers down right away and turtling. But I think he'll feel as though in late game, his civ is just better. But that's what he thought in the previous game. And here comes Soruma. Dude, that's a long walk. He's brought these villagers from all the way down here. And he wants to apply some pressure. I like it. We haven't really seen this much this season on this map. Nobody goes for siege workshop pushes on the outside. And this is the thing. It's not going to win you the game, but it's going to help you do other things. It's going to disrupt Wide's game plan a little bit. Yeah, true. You could actually sit here with mangonels and have the hill. Could be really awkward. Break through the houses quickly. Wide, of course, is never expecting this. Is never seeing this. He drops the castle on the front. Wide wants to go like longbow halb and slowly push mid. He's thinking the outside is not a factor in this map at all. And now he'll see the outpost. 2 straight games for Soruma where he goes for the little siege push. And he goes Ram Scorpion. That's interesting. I mean, Ram Mangonel is pretty good. I'm not sure about Ram Scorpion if your opponent goes for a Mangonel. But I think Ram Scorpion is because this isn't to win the game. Right? Like, this is just to set up everything else. It's just the strategy. He might not even produce anything else out of the siege workshop. And now Wide's like, wait, hold up a second. What? He's pushing me? We'll go for stone walls real quick. Tries to go for the stone walls. The Scorpion's there. Monk is there as well to disrupt it. Panic time for Wide. Wide is on the way up. He is starting to make longbows. Converted villager goes down. I think we're seeing why I didn't like the Scorpion. Because now your opponent can just add a Mangonel. It's funny, though. Wide actually cancels his Mangonel. Like, you don't want to overreact to this. So he's just canceling his Mangonel, and now he queues it up again. Oh, this is such value from Soruma. I like it. But now Soruma should be thinking about middle. Getting the relics here. Outpost through the middle. You have to know what Wide is going to send your way. Obviously, Wide is not going to win the game from the outside. Soruma is nowhere near imp. Yeah, look at the position you can get with the Mangonel. You can be on the hill. I think that's on flat ground, even though part of the circle is on the hill. It's kind of a big deal. Wide will eject. Also, if you eject, you could potentially lose your Mangonel immediately. Yeah, now Sorakuma's on the hill. Knights coming from Soruma, so maybe he'll commit more to this than I thought. I think he wants to add army to stop a forward castle. He can see this now. These longbows only have fletching. And Wide will drop a castle there. Ooh. Ooh, man. I mean, It's one night, 2 nights. But Wide doesn't see anything yet. And Wide still has to worry about this. And wow, Wide sniped the mangonel as well. That's so good. But now Wide needs to quick wall this. He doesn't have a very big army here. Soruma has used the outside to set up the inside. Wide realizes it. Will the castle be denied? It very well could be denied. Ah, and he's an imp, and it's like, congrats, you get additional range, but you need additional firepower. Can he complete it? I think Wide has just not been able to get his game plans going as smoothly as possible today. His game plans are good game plans, though. And he will kill the knights in the end. The castle will go up. He will be an imp. He does have longbows. And now Soruma is like, holy, I need to get up to imp. Sends the queen to the back right now. That's a crazy detail. So, obviously, it's regicide. You don't want to lose your queen or king. Smart. Also, so good from Wide to just try and ignore this as much as possible. Like, if you would have brought your longbows here, that's exactly what Soruma wants. But also, this is the problem with not dealing with it. Because now you try and react, and it's kill the ram, and now the ram gets repaired, and now the units come in. But yeah, he's full focus on the front. Trebuchets will be on the way. 2 minutes away from Imperial Age of Soruma, though. It's a really, really, really long period of time. But here comes another castle from Wide. Guys, this is what Wide did with Cumans the other day. There was bigger question on the strength of the unique unit. But longbows, everyone knows, can be really strong, and especially in early game. Especially against civs that don't have very good skirms. I still think Sorakuma's key is going to have to be like a combination of siege ram and something else. This is so funny. Who's winning? 3 villagers versus 1 villager. Okay, ram is down and run away. So funny. That's so good, though. Both players have played so well. The food economy is just horrible for Wide. But he's going full wood and full gold to go trebs and longbows. But Bracer isn't in yet. Chemistry probably won't be in. He just wants to break Sorakuma's base. Soruma will lose his town center. That's not the MTC. He'll lose the tower. He actually lost the water buffalo, though. But if Wide is trebs onto this castle, what does Soruma do? If Wide moves in, and he'll be in a second, Soruma probably loses that castle. Guys, you get so squished on this map. Like, where are you supposed to build? When you lose the middle area, you just can't do anything. Like, he's got the resources, but I'm not really sure what you spend the res on. Maybe just siege ram, honestly. Okay, Wide will see the castle, and now Wide has the target for his trebs. And Wide is on the hunt here. Still no ballistics, but Bracer's on the way. I honestly, 5 siege rams just randomly coming in to take the eco here could be really smart at some point for Soruma. We can't forget about that siege workshop. But he's expecting to lose the siege workshop. Or sorry, castle. And he's going for conscription, which will boost the military production. Maybe some attacks in the north could be good for Soruma. But I still don't know what army he's going to make. He's literally just going siege ram. Wow. That's what I would suggest, though, as the Briton counter, is a mix of some army against siege ram. Like, longbows don't take this out. Now, if the opponent gets to onager, or even a couple mangonels, then they micro it perfectly. It can be strong. I think also, Britons always fight in one spot, and oh god, he almost killed himself. Actually, I think he did kill himself. He killed 2 of his own units there. But that was just capped ram, right? That wasn't even siege ram. More buildings on the outside for Soruma. Planning on cav with the siege rams. But yeah, if Wide is fighting in one position, mangonel, longbow, and trebs could still get the job done here. Feels important. Best of 7. Losing the first 2 games, especially when your game plans have worked throughout the whole season, would probably not feel too good here. Yeah, more walls. We might see another game with fortified wall here for Wide. More walls needed. Yep, there's fortified wall, and just mangonels behind the walls is the game plan. Soruma is microing the scout there and distracting the mangonel, though. Oh, man. All right, get the choo-choos ready again, guys. Siege ram is in. This is about to get insane. Wide can't actually see that. I feel like the Rams are going for the base. Imagine if he goes for the king right now. Lots of repairs for Wide, but he has the stone for that. Still only been 2 trebs this whole game, but he prioritized the longbow production. This is super cool, man. Yeah, there go the Rams. Is he going to go for a king snipe? Like, go into the main base? Over here, the siege ram has made it through, by the way. That mangonel's not being paid attention to. Soruma could send the light cav there, and I think Wide is going to start to crumble. Siege ram moves in this way. Siege rams are so tanky, man. And look, that was an attack round from Wide. He's busy. He's busy somewhere else. He loses 1 treb. And then here go the Rams going after the university, going for the other castles. Who thought siege ram was going to be the story of this series? Not me. But yeah, the Wide just needs to pay attention to the front, honestly. Not sure what happened here. I think maybe there was a... Oh! The gate was held open, and there's a sneak from Soruma. Look at how much the siege rams tank. Man, I mean, the amount of traders we've seen over the last 48 hours, villagers holding open gates. Oh, he noticed it, though. He noticed it. So maybe he denies the stable. You cannot let that stable go up. That would be really bad. And you cannot let your trebs go down. That would be really bad. You have to push this castle, but Sorakuma's still holding. Guys. Castle down in the middle. Wide couldn't do anything about that. Ram is going here, and Ram could take down the tower with the king. This is sick. More walls from Wide in a panic. Sorakuma's just patrolling the light cav, and then Wide has to micro the mangonels onto the Rams. It takes so many hits. But notice he still hasn't killed the longbows. This is a crazy game. Queen is out. Queen is in the back. Wide still pushing. Wide still with 34 longbows. If he could push past the Rams here, there's a lot of eco he can take. Tower with the queen is down. And the queen is standing right there. I don't know if Wide is noticing that. Okay, now he notices because the queen has moved. Now he notices. Now he'll fight it back. But God, siege rams are so good here. They're so good against longbows, man. Wide still fighting back. Oh, he saves the treb, though. He saves the treb. But now there's light cav and rams through in the back. Queen is going. I don't know where she's going. She's going to the forward castle. That's the only castle she has. And light cav are on the move. It's actually a good play because maybe you lose the queen. Now he thinks it's a bad play. He doesn't know what to do. No. The indecisiveness of the... No. Soruma sees it. And Soruma blocks it. And Soruma wins. Dude. I mean, what a game from Soruma. That was so freaking cool, dude. That was so freaking cool. He is so locked in right now. The value that he was able to get with the Rams on the sides was amazing this game. The initial push, of course. And I mean, I'm just so impressed. It's so difficult. When you get treb pushed like that, it's so freaking difficult. But the occasional Ram with sniping trebs, tanking the damage from the longbows. Like, we never had a situation where the longbows were really even fighting real units. Just going after trebs and Rams was just so difficult. And then, I mean, yeah, I mean, he was attacking on both sides. Again, it's extremely difficult to balance out your economy because you have a lack of space. That is how you beat Britons 101 right there. Get siege rams in there and then go fight in different spots. Anytime there's a snowball fight like this, the Britons cannot deal with the sides very easily. And so now Soruma up 2-0. By the way, I think it was actually the correct play from Wide to initially come forward. I think he loses this game anyways. So losing the queen, of course, hurts. But, like, he's losing this town center, so I don't know where on earth he could have gone otherwise. She's clearly hesitated because running to a forward castle feels really bad. But, I mean, because he might have lost the forward castle, too. This game was probably over anyways. Wide needs to turn it around now, guys. Soruma has just had this nice game plan on these closed maps. To just get some early value from some aggression and then win the late game with the superior eco. I've been really impressed. Soruma against Doubt, I expected much better things from Soruma. He looked like he was just off that day. He's locked in today. Like, this is the Sora Kuma that people get hyped about. Still a best of 7, but feels like Wide needs to turn this around quickly. Wide is playing as the Vikings. Sora Kuma is playing as the Koreans here. So, of course, we have the updated water balance. So the Vikings, they still get their longboats. They still have their cheaper warships, but they do get access to fires now, and they do also get hulks. So Vikings are even more dangerous on water maps than they were before. For Koreans, though, I think it's about the mix of water and land. Do get cheaper warships, which balances out with the Vikings pretty nicely. But I think getting like fire lancers to go for annoying pushes with that, towers with the free tower upgrade, maybe the occasional turtle ship. Oh god, I would love to see a turtle ship. Guys, did you know that the turtle ship actually rows the boat now? Like, the oars actually move on the new turtle ship instead of just sitting there stagnant as the ship moves around. It's pretty crazy, right? What's up, Icy Lionheart? I don't think we'll see turtles here. Don't get too excited, but that was a nice change, at least for the graphics. Oh, wait, hold on. We have a sub helping me out. He says, T90, you did add a disclaimer. It was 50 subs, but it wouldn't count if the game already had a clear winner. Ah, yes, it's coming back to me now. Well, guys, that game was obviously Sora Kuma's. So, what are we talking about here? Obviously, Sora Kuma was going to win. Okay, all right. I'm kidding. I'll do it. I'll do it. It wasn't like he was at 50 pop and he just tossed his king away. I mean, Sora Kuma was probably going to win, but it was a genuine king snipe. This guy's like, I'm already subscribed. I don't care about gifted subs. Let me help T90 out. When T90's done with Titans League, there's going to be community games, and I want to be rigged. That's what he's doing. I know. Oh, shit. Joe gives 50 subs. Oh, my God. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but I have an alt account on Twitch, and the name is JBG_Joe. It's pretty ridiculous that I could be a chatter and also a streamer at the same time. But yeah, that's actually me. So you can go ahead and thank me now. Joe, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Dock on the back from Wide. You have the transport to scout where the opponent will dock. Both players have gone for the dock approach. I really think Vikings just completely dominate water against most civs if they can get to the longboats. But getting to the longboats means you need to get to Castle H safely. So none of that is easy to do. I don't mind playing in towards land with Vikings here. You do have the option to go over the crossing on either side, or you can use the transport. But Koreans just feel more flexible with the cheaper soldiers, whether it be fire lancers or like halbs or skirms or archers, which are all really nice here. Super cheap for the Koreans to do. Also, another bonus for the Koreans, which is really underrated, is the villager line of sight. So if there would be a tower behind here, you can see it. If man-at-arms come in, you can see it from a bit further away. It's a very underrated bonus. I think that gets its most value on maps like Nomad, where you're looking for boars and things, but still can get some good value here. Sofu, thank you for the gifted sub. Very nice. Man. Now, EP with 50? What is happening? Guys, again, I have a third alt account named named EP. All the people who've been supporting my stream for years are actually just me. I don't know what to say. Thank you, EP. EP's been around a super long time. I will gift the subs, and I will feel good about it now, guys. Etch it as well. Damn, we need more water maps next season. What's happening? Next time we have Titans League Season 6, expect a lot more water. So, sheesh. Someone in chat says T90 is viewbotting and talking to himself, LMAO, and Nightbot Nightbot actually yoinked you, dude. It's all good. You should still be able to chat. We have a lot of, on Twitch, there's a lot of like viewbot salesmen that show up. Some copy paste, like, welcome. Do you want viewers? Do you want subs? Do you want bits? You know, and they We have Nightbot yoinking that stuff now. Is yoink the proper word there? I don't know. Guys, I'm beginning to come to the conclusion that you all may actually be real people and not bots that my parents pay for to make me feel like I have value in life. I think we've reached that point. I think there's enough chatters right now. Okay, we have a copy pasta. Get mods. We can allow the pasta. Let's let chat get their pasta. And it's a weekend, right? Pasta on the weekend sounds really nice. Let the pasta get out of their system. But look at that micro there. Yeah, maybe you guys are real. Thank you so much. So Sora, Kuma, and Wide have gone for a very passive economic approach here. Because Sora, Kuma is going fast castle. Or sorry, not Sora, Kuma, but Wide is going fast castle. Sora, Kuma is kind of in the middle. Added eco, but we'll make a couple Hulks to pressure. Here comes Hulk number 1. But yeah, here's the copy pasta. It says, "Hi, it's me, your only viewer. For months I have created the illusion that you are streaming to a large audience. But the truth is, I can't even read it because so many people are typing it right now. But the truth is, all of these people in chat are me. And now, for you to be convinced of this, I will send this I will send this message from all of my accounts." That is so funny. That is so funny, dude. I mean, that can't be unique, right? That has to have been shared before, but I think it's maybe the first time I've seen it. Oh man, Automod is picking you guys up big time though. Automod is not happy. I'm sure my mods are in mod chat right now, like, why is he incentivizing this? All right, guys. Another 30 seconds. Get the copy pasta out of your system, and we're back. All right, we're serious mode. I don't know about serious, but we need chat to be normal again. All right? Thank you, though. So here comes the Hulks from Sora, Kuma. But I like this from Sora, Kuma, because, again, it's similar to the first 2 games. He's just making life difficult for Wide and putting Wide on the defensive at the start of the game. But again, Wide defends very nicely, and Wide will be in Castle Age a bit faster, which is always going to be good. And was able to garrison and save most of the fishing ships. All right, guys. Don't be that guy now. Please stop with the copy pastas. Thank you. If you're ever wondering why we normally avoid the pastas, it's because chat never knows how to stop. So if you want more pastas, just chill. We're good. Thank you. Oh man, there's some weak fishing ships here. Sora, Kuma gets the kills. And, yeah, the cheap Hulk spam has worked out, but Wide is going to go for the longboats now. I think Sora, Kuma will love life right now. Nice value. 3 fishing ship kills. Sora, Kuma has come locked in today. His fish are all safe on the back. He actually goes for a forward dock as well. But longboats are on the way. And longboats are galley class, right? So longboats should be really good against Hulks. Where they should struggle more is against fires. But longboats have always been the category of boat that's so good that it can beat ships that should counter it, in my opinion. But still no second town center for Wide. Oh, man, Wide is housed. Wide just maybe struggling to keep up with the pressure. I like the redock, but the fishing ships need to get back to work. There's all these tiny details. But still, the longboats are here. Wait. People have done their research to find where I promised the gifted subs? Okay, wow, you guys are crazy. In between games, let me know. I can't look at it now. You guys actually did your homework on that. Insane. Wide's Hulks won't get any counter damage. We see the medium warships upgrade for Sora, Kuma. That's the thing that you don't have. There it is. For 20 plus years, these turtle ships didn't have moving oars. And now they're... Wait a second. What is even... Devs, look at the way the oars move. At first, I was impressed. But they're not even moving the right way. They're moving the wrong direction. They should be going backwards with the way these oars are moving, right? Hold up. We have a dev in chat as well. He's probably very annoyed with me. I can't tell from this angle, but I think it should be going the other way. What have they done? We'll keep an eye on it. Either way, that's really cool. I'm just joking. That's really cool, right? Everyone be in love with this. That's really cool. I can't... Dude, there's no way that should be propelling the ship at that speed. You see how heavy that is? There's metal spikes. Whatever. Give us another 20 years and they'll get it. They'll get it right. Okay, let's look about this direction, though. I don't know. Well, whatever. It's cool. It's cool we have it. How do they actually work against the longboats? They should be pretty good, at least compared to the past, because they've got the rocket cart damage and they also have the cannonball, and they're very tanky, and they're quite speedy. So, I mean, quite speedy compared to what they used to be, so. What about the longboats? How are they moving? I guess they've got a sail. So, that's a pretty big sail as well, which explains their speed. Game is even on economy. Third TC is coming up here from wide. Let's not forget all the golds that are on the shorelines. Occasionally, you'll get a generation near the water. These 2 golds being near the water means that you have to hold on to the water if you're wide. And Ron on YouTube also gifting some subs. Thank you. And actually, Wide is making galleys. And he's switching out of longboats. Interesting. So he doesn't trust the longboats. I mean, he doesn't have Bodkin yet, so I don't think we've seen the proper representation of the longboats. Did just snipe a villager and did just snipe a monk. Yes, to the 5th chatter that has now done research on me promising gifting subs, I can't look at that right now. You guys are insane.
Official out account 2073 has just donated $25.
Oh my god.
Great job casting, very nice all the time. Go to V Sports Casting. Very well done.
Thank you, T90 official alt account number 2073 for the donation. Guys, Wide is under pressure right now. And Wide doesn't realize he doesn't have Bodkin Arrow, and these turtle ships are turtling so hard. They're tanking so much damage. It's so good. Soruma up 2-0 already. He is behind economically, but he will not complain after this. I think just due to the pressure of the game, Wide never realized he didn't have Bodkin Arrow. Bodkin is so important here. For the war galleys and also for the longboats. But, I mean, war galleys do more base damage than longboats, which is kind of interesting. So, I guess maybe he feels like that's the better choice. It is still discounted, but we also have a tower here from Soruma. This is what Koreans have to do. You have good options on water, but on this map, man, you have to tower rush and use land. Put the Vikings under some pressure there. In the back, the turtle ship defense. Oh, man, Soruma. He's got such nice control right now. I still think that'll change, though. At least on water. I'm not sure the turtles are a good long-term option. He did lose a lot of his hulks. But it's tough to really get value from your navy everywhere right now. And turtle ship. I want to know, like, do you guys think I'm wrong on the whole oars thing with the turtles? I think it's an angles thing, because I don't... It does kind of feel like it's going the wrong way. But it might just be based on the direction they're moving. Okay, finally Bodkin's on the way for wide, so he realizes. Okay, chat's agreeing they're backwards. Well, devs have never rowed a boat confirmed. Sorry, devs. Devs need to have a company retreat and get canoes. I would want video footage. Video footage of the devs going backwards. Oh, man. I feel so bad. It's such a stupid thing to joke about. It's cool that they move. It does look a little odd. The Navy is adding up here for wide. Wide defended against the one rocket cart. He's repairing the mangonels against the guard towers. And the guard towers didn't have Bodkin either. So that means that the guard towers can actually start to get taken down for once. And now we're starting to see fire ships from Soruma. So fires are tankier against Navy than they were in the past. That takes some getting used to after the recent water changes. And Soruma still holding on there. And still holding on here as well. And now that Bodkin's in, I think Wide is realizing you can't be pushing Korean guard towers very easily. Oh, but he converted a turtle. He converted a turtle ship. That's an expensive swing right there. And that could be pretty helpful. Nice shot from Wide. There's so much multitasking. There's so much on the outsides. There's still this. I still think long term, if you have control over some land positions with some towers with Koreans, it gets so tough for Vikings. Imagine just holding this position forever and denying the stone and gold when you have all of your stone and gold. Sorakuma's been behind in population the whole game, though. Yeah, there's the turtle. Rowing backwards again. And, oh no, don't go back. Don't go back. Don't go back. Oh, he deletes himself. He would rather delete than go back to the Koreans there. Well, that's a nice delete. You don't want to give the turtle ship back, of course. Again, Wide defending nicely, but his town center's still being pressured. Oh! Oof, big shots, though. On the villagers, there's no more villagers here for repairs or to build. And also on the rocket cart. I think Wide needs imp right now. I'd actually like to see Wide. He's got control here. I'd like to see him bring vills and drop a castle. See, this is if you want to win water. I guess that's fine. Imagine if he dropped a castle over here. There's a risk that Koreans can always deny it with a guard tower. But I don't mind this castle either. Because if you can go imp and you can get to the middle islands, you can still just win this game with just straight navy. He's mixing in the Hawks now because there's been fire ships. So it's not just a galley spam. Devs are probably happy about that. That's their intention with the new water changes. And the Hawks are going to hook down the ship. And, yeah, with imp on the way for Wide, it's not looking too bad. Could deny another tower here. It does deny another tower, and yes, on the way to imp. Has enough stone for another castle, too. Viking economy is no joke. Having handcart this whole time, I guess Sorakuma's researched it, too. But having it right away in Castle Age, when you've been in Castle Age most of the game, is a huge help. Villagers repairing. That's so funny looking. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Manganel. Oh. Nice snipe. Villagers running. This micro is so important as well. This is such a nice position. And while all that's happening in the north, more turtle ships got the kills. 6 kills for the turtles. And Sorakuma still has a chance to complete this tower as well. And is on the way to Imperial Age. Wide's just sick of this. So he drops a castle. More docks going up in the back. But he has not had the navy control that he wanted this game. That's for damn sure. Even another tower from Sorakuma. I think it's all just because the golden stone is here. All he wants to do is just deny this. Sorakuma's going to play full navy here. No doubt about it. But I've been so impressed with him today, guys. And this... It just feels like... Like if he wins this game, it could be a sweep. I mean, Wide's incredible. But every game has been the same theme, where Wide's going to imp faster. Wide's got that imp game plan to just snowball with this potentially superior Imperial Age civs. And then Sorakuma, just the full mid game, is just pressuring so nicely. The Koreans are a solid water civ here. We haven't seen any university technologies for the Navy yet. There's the university for Sorakuma, so he might think about it. But in a minute, these towers become keeps. And those towers will be incredibly strong. Longboats again for Wide, who still seems a little uncertain on what to make. But that is the ship that the Vikings should be making, I think. And the Hawks in front. We'll see if it's enough. Turtle ships are pretty tanky here. The one turtle ship on the back is dancing. That one's super weak, though. So that'll definitely go down. We've got the double shaft from Sorakuma. Gold shaft and stone shaft mining. So we can mine up as fast as possible. It's very rare you see the stone mining upgrade, but I think it makes sense here as Koreans. Would love to see him come to the middle and build some keeps there. Keeps on the shorelines could be really valuable here. At Wide, still ahead economically. He's ahead in military again. And he's still building up his navy, and he's starting to take down some of these towers, so... But still Soruma has a couple relics hanging around. We'll get the heavy warships upgrade now. And the plan is to play full galleon. And we even have heated shot. Heated shot, then also I think that's clinker construction, and then chemistry. I'm still getting used to some of the new water techs, but it's in the university now. I had a conversation with my Zero Elo uncle yesterday about water. Let's just say that he's very confused. And I gave him some tips. This will obviously be in the next episode. But I neglected to tell him that I'm maybe not someone who should give tips on island maps. For reasons some of you know. I will save that for the video, but I didn't want to tell him, you know, my history there. Yeah, there's clinker construction. Which one is that again? Is that the speed? Is that listed here? Where even is it? Clinker isn't listed here. Oh, no, it is. So I think it's 10% faster, and then if you get the next one, which is the hull one, you get 10% even additional speed. Yeah, there's careening now, so that will add some armor. All these upgrades are valuable. But guys, Sorakuma's set up super nicely here. Sorakuma's got docks everywhere. Wide does reclaim this territory, but Sorakuma's just got basically freedom to do anything at home. And now it just becomes a bunch of boats. Poco says, I don't know about anything. What did you do? It's not important. It's not important. Elite longboats on the way. Now, Wide would need to get Boggs Vigar as well, which would give +1 attack to the longboats. So he's not even close to maxed out. And there's Carvel Hall. Then also ballistics is still needed. Like, we are maybe 5 techs away from being maxed out on longboats for Wide. When he gets there, though, the opponent will have shipwright in already. And so the ships are going to be cheaper and produce faster for Sorakuma. That's a very big upgrade. There's Boggs Vigar. And there's ballistics. So he's locking in. The one thing I'm seeing that could be a problem for Sorakuma is he's kind of random with his approach. I think you just need all your docks in the middle here. The randomness can help in the early game, but now it's just all about like super production in one spot. Let's see how this goes, though. I think it's just mainly a cost difference now. I think Sorakuma should be able to win fights based on being able to produce long-term. Based on having shipwright, but... we had our early game. It's now about the late game on the water map. Let's see how these longboats end up faring now that they're elite. There's dry dock as well. But Sorakuma has 3 relics. Could be 4 with getting this relic. And Sorakuma is towering still and is going to even build the forward lumber camp, which I think is very underrated. Very frequently, these maps can become wood games. So why not steal some trees? I think it makes sense. Even just repairing here and just keeping this tower up for as long as possible is so nice. But once the longboat mass is significant enough, I'm worried for Sorakuma. He's actually switched fully into fires, which I don't... At least in the past, they weren't good enough. I just don't know now because of all the balance changes. But I think the damage output is so good from longboats, they should kill everything. If you go shipwright, I think you should still go galleon in Sorakuma's position. But I think he lost some fights and he just gave up on it. It could be a bad sign. Eventually, if we see some trebs transported, maybe we'll end up seeing some cannon galleons from Wide. Then Wide could push. But yeah, another tower is built from Sorakuma to deny the gold. War wagons have actually come in as well. And we have Wide running this way to steal some wood. Wide does have the navy up here to deal with. So Sorakuma is kind of split focus. But just think of how difficult it is for Wide to take resources right now and to push back. He will go this way and probably wreck. But down here, this is really valuable. And there's more towers going up for Sorakuma. There's a big galleon and fire navy waiting. He's attacking the trebs. He will make cannon galleons here too. And now Wide's got to come all the way back home. We'll see the keep. He'll destroy that. Dude, these things are insane. All right, so that's not bad. And he has his first cannon galleon that's also elite. These villagers still taking some trees. Wide's Treb still alive. Cannon galleon should be coming out any moment now for Soruma. We'll see a ram from Wide to go after the towers. Ram and 2 berserks is actually quite nice there. And rams are really good to tank against the ships. But man, these towers already have 6 kills on ships. They're so important. And now the cannon galleons are there. Now the fires will dive. And yet, Soruma, he feels like he's got the better position, I think. As long as he can just keep the middle island, he dives for the cannon galleons. Is that worth it, though? He only took 1. I think it's important to not overmake cannon galleons if you're Wide. Just use like 2 or 3 and then hope that this same situation happens again. I mean, that's a good value fight, I think, for Wide. Seems to be. But look at all the towers, dude. Soruma is sacrificing ships just to complete towers that he can then garrison. And there's so many galleons coming. Yeah, shipwright is such a game changer. The production speed, the discount is so good. And with the tower here, I mean, the tower has so much range. It's getting the snipes, and Soruma is just completely outproducing him now. It's not even close. Soruma is going to win the fight. Soruma is getting siege engineers for Trebs to maybe make the push. The towers are still standing down here. Trebs still have to make the move. And yet again, Soruma just finds another gear. So impressed with Soruma. I thought there would be nerves from him today. Against Doubt, he looked really rough. He looked nervous. And then because he was up 2-1 against Wide in the past, and Wide came back to win 3-2, I thought there would be a little bit of like a chip on the shoulder for Wide. And that Soruma would maybe lack some confidence. And if things start to go wrong, think, oh no, it's happening again, you know. But yeah, Koreans on water. He's used all the bonuses. The whole game, we just seen random towers and turtles and annoyances, and now it's just full water. And Wide is without gold. He cannot take this gold right now because there's just more towers up. And of course, the relics and the gold and everything in the middle island is still all there for Soruma, as he will stack more and more towers. Imagine being Wide right now. It's a best of 7. You're about to be down 0-3. It's a shame, too, because all the games have been really good. Like, they haven't been straight-up stomps, right? They've been really nice back-and-forth games. It's been, like, 55-45 in every game, in my opinion. With 55 for Soruma. But now it's like, as you try and regain position, there's towers here. I guess he does have the cannon galleons. But having to build a watchtower as the Vikings just to reclaim your own gold is a sign of what the situation's like. And the cannon galleons in the middle for Soruma have taken down the castle, can take down the buildings, and he's still taking a competitive enough fight. Yeah, game 1 was sick. Game 2, we had that king snipe. Game 3, I mean, all games have gone imp, right? No early game smashes. I really just think we're seeing the fact that Soruma has had access to more of the map to get resources. And the fact that he was able to get shipwright, which is so important in water games. 20% less wood and building 50% faster is an insane tech. And Vikings don't get that. So Vikings don't have the option. Vikings have the discount. But isn't it like... It's weird to me. Warships cost less in each age for Vikings. Warships cost less wood in general for Koreans. So Vikings don't get shipwright. Koreans do. I mean, it's just one game, but I feel like if it were... Like, Koreans probably shouldn't get shipwright either because they also have a ship discount like Vikings. I don't know. This isn't a balanced discussion. The only thing that I'm sure on for the Koreans is the devs need to make the oars move the right direction. Because they're rowing backwards. So, certainly need to look into that one. But 100 population for Wide, he probably can't believe it as he taps out. Soruma 1 win away from making it to Platinum League. And if he were to do it with a sweep as well, there would be no questions on it. Well played. I mean, not over. Wide has to take it one game at a time. But damn, dude. This has been well played from Soruma today. Really impressive. It just early Castle Age, applying some pressure onto under the docks from Wide. Wide would hold, Wide would stabilize, and then Wide would push out. But then Soruma would have a couple turtles or something, right? Wide would take damage, then he would hold, then he would push back. It was just like that theme the whole game. But eventually, I really think this area was critical. Like the couple towers and the mangonels, he never lost control of this. This was absolutely critical. And every time Wide was trying to deal with this, Soruma was getting more value from the turtle ships. Like those turtle ships are good if it's messy, and it was because of this position. So at towers, I guess he lost a lot of them, but the towers had 29 kills. Just an area that Wide couldn't move. He couldn't move that direction for wood or gold or stone. So tricky. But also the presence of mind to go for shipwright too. Like he had to work hard to have the economy to get to shipwright. Sometimes you can't just do that because you're under so much pressure. Well played, man. Well played. So Wide picked Cumans first. And he didn't play it on the Regicide map, which is where I thought he would play it. There was one other option. And he's decided to go Cumans here. And I think Soruma has guessed.
1992 has just donated $20. I used the remaining money on your mum's credit card. Sorry.
Okay, guys, let me do the intro here real quick. So Soruma has gone for the famous Eat TC Civ against Cumans, which more than likely are going to go for the 2 town centers in Feudal Age. What do you even do here if you're Wide? It's like the main reason you pick this Civ is because you could build that second TC. And then the main reason that Soruma picks his Civ is so he could go fast feudal and bust through with siege in the middle. I mean...
Double Market Blacksmith has just donated $20. Thanks for all the content. You are a beast.
As the support comes in, and you guys have been way too good to me today, I think if you build the second TC, you just can't build it in the middle. You've got to go to the outside. If you have 2 TCs sitting here, it's suicide. I think he will still take the risk because he picked this Civ for a reason. Otherwise, you don't have many Civ bonuses. And here he goes with the villagers. Man, Double Market Blacksmith, thank you so much. Denny, thank you for the $13 dono. Says your casting is so captivating. Glad AWE has you. Oh, thank you. Very kind. Jondrin, thank you for using my mom's credit card with the dono as well. It's all right. She's okay with it. She probably thinks it's me. She looks at her bank statement and says, oh, there's my son gifting subs to his own stream again. It's fine. Mom and Dad might actually be watching right now. I don't think they have an account. But they might actually be keeping an eye, because the fact that I'm streaming on YouTube means they probably keep an eye out. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, everyone. I think we have like 2,000 people watching on YouTube right now as well. Appreciate you guys. Glad to give you that option. Okay, I don't know if it's going to work. But I think this makes the game very interesting. This can be a stellar game here. We have 2 very extreme civs. Now, what's weird about it is everyone thinks Kelt ETC with Kelts. But which civ is better if they just play normal to late game? Probably the Kelts, right? Like Siege Onager and Haub on a big, boomy, long game is really difficult for the Cumans to deal with. I think the scouting for Soruma will be critical. He's kept his scout in his base. Finding this is important. But whatever, like, let him have this. Just go right through the middle. I don't think this should ever work for Wide. If Soruma goes double Siege Workshop, like Scorpions and Rams, this TC's dead, man. It's going to be only eco, and Cumans can't stonewall. But at least you have safe eco. We'll see. Soruma on the way to Castle Age already. Oh, boy. Oh god. I mean, Soruma isn't Huang. He's not the famous Kelt master. But he's really good. And Wide is doing the thing. Wide is doing the thing that people do. The thing that people do that you shouldn't do. So he can't wall, right? So he wants to use his buildings that he needs as part of the wall, which makes sense. But it makes sense until the ram is here, and then suddenly your market and your houses are down. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? It's like if you build your buildings in the back, then you just die faster. If you build your buildings on the front, then you lose your buildings. It's just... I think Wide is going to be completely cooked here. I hate to be anti-hype, but I just how much faith I have in Soruma right now. He's even deleted his walls. Like, he's getting ready. Remember, his eco is going to be much weaker because he only has 22 vills. And he won't have a lot of farms, so the attack has to work. White actually sells the remaining stone. And, ooh, hold up a second. Hold up. Let Wide cook. Look at those resources. Wow, so he's trying to go super fast castle now instead of the 2TC stay in feudal boom. Interesting. Well, he does need 10 gold. Like, right now. It's really painful he doesn't have it. But drop off the wood and sell the wood, I think. Okay. I mean, what I was expecting here is you just have feudal v feudal. Or, sorry, feudal v castle. Wide gets to, like, 50 vills, but he never goes to castle age, so he can never go for better units. But now, it's different. Soruma scouted the outside TC, by the way. He knows about that. In theory, Wide can play defensive siege workshop, and he can play mangonels and maybe hold from this. Wide is leaving his base already. I mean, as long as you expect to get completely obliterated here and you just run with everything, maybe this is okay. Here come the rams. Yeah, double ram and then scorpions following it up so you can kill any villagers is nice. All right, I mean, Soruma will hop into the rams. He'll start attacking. Wide is getting loomed. Wide needs to run. What? This is funny. This is freaking funny. Soruma is going to get here, and the whole town is going to have been abandoned. It's going to be a ghost town. He's going to be like, has there been some nuclear incident here? Am I not supposed to breathe the air in this area? Like, what? Reports have told us that there's a civilization here. And we cannot find any evidence that they've been here in years. Okay, looking around. No villagers on the lumber camp. He's like, what the hell? Oh, there's one. There's one. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. Oh, there she goes. She's running. She's running. But guys, like, you kind of need houses and like your town center, like. But okay, hey, Wide's still in the game. He's still in the game. He's got villagers. I thought this mining camp was kind of bad because you're just going to be found. But he did get some gold at least. It sucks he doesn't have his market now, right? Like, that's what I said. If the market went somewhere else. Sorkuma's like, you know what? I'll take it. Yeah. What's the taunt? Nice town, I'll take it. That's what this is. Nice town, I'll take it, bro. Thanks very much. He goes, I need a second TC after all. It's a pretty damn good spot. So there he goes. Second TC. I mean, he knows about the other town center out here. But here's what's weird. Wide needs to build a castle on the back of his base to protect from this push. But then that would leave him exposed over here if there'd be more stuff from Soruma. It's just painful. But if he tried the standard 2TC Cuman boom, he is dead. This is maybe the best thing you can do to play towards your civ advantage and the matchup. The Soruma will see the stone now and be like, okay, I know what's going on. Your eco's crap. And this is wild. He actually went for the houses and is bringing the scorpions back. I think Wide will expect the scorpions to be coming this way because the gate's down. This is an absolute masterclass from Soruma. Let's see where Wide builds the castle because you have to pay attention to what little you can see in here. If he saw the scorpions go back this way, you should castle over here. I think he will. Okay. I mean, scorpions are slow, but oh boy, now the scorpions are going back this way. See, you're just stuck now. Man, I don't even know if Soruma knows how crazy this is for dark. Not dark, sorry, wide. I mean, that's a castle going up to protect the area. Vil counts 43 versus 34. Eco is getting balanced, but now the pressure's coming back. Oh, dude, he just juked him. He just juked him. He went back. So Dark built the castle here. And now Soruma is just like, just kidding, bro. He doesn't even know about this castle. I'm going to go here. And Wide should be able to have seen some of that. Sorry, if I said Dark is another player who's young, who's Russian, who's had an exciting talent. I got the wrong player here, but we got a Mangonel now from Wide. That's what would have been the initial response, but it would have been too late. It would have been rammed down. So this is still fine against Scorpions. And he completely moved off the stone. Ironically, it's still just 1 TC, though. But Mangonel defense is completely fine here for Wide. Eventually, the Eco is going to recover for Soruma, and he'll surpass in villagers because he has 2 town centers. So he seems like he's in a pretty good spot, and he sees the Mangonel now. But I think it's reached a state of the game where you don't have to eat the TC with the Celts. Like, the Eco is actually looking pretty damn good. And there goes another town center for Wide. I think what changes this game is if Wide can actually push Sorakuma's base. Sorakuma's base is not too far away. Nice micro from Wide with the scout. Nice micro from Wide with the siege, but this is Kelts, so you have to be careful. Scout will go down. Scout for Soruma will run in, knowing the Mangonel's weak. He's so locked in today. He's playing so good. Oh, and he's blocking the oh my god. I feel so bad for Wide. He kills his own villager. He loses the Mangonel. Now Sorakuma's dancing with the scout. Sorakuma's like, take me to platinum. He showed nothing but platinum quality today. It's been insane. You just don't see that from many people. That much confidence. And look, still saving the scout as well? Holy. Soruma. All right, loses the Mangonel. The good moments had to end at some point, but... Again, Vil counts even. Wide can still hold this. And Wide, it is on 2 TCs. I still think a push to Sorakuma's base could be imminent. Like, Soruma doesn't realize how close they are together there. But there's a lot of micro in these areas. The Kipchaks don't have fletching. Remember, he lost the blacksmith earlier, so... The Kipchaks are more of a distraction than anything. And now TC number 3 for Soruma, and Sorakuma's gonna build the TC there. Nice town, I'll take it. That's so funny. I mean, why not? It's safe. Your base could be pressured. Why not? Nice micro from Wide, though, to hold. Still think the only way Soruma loses this game now is if he fails to recognize his base could be vulnerable. The Kipchaks get some nice snipes. Wide is... It's just like he has the entire series today. He gets pressured and then he stabilizes really well. So it's been impressive. The Kipchaks can snipe the scout. The Mangonels can push back the Scorpions. And now would be the time where Wide can reclaim his stone and go for exactly what we've been expecting. He's on the stone. It could be a castle here. Not even an outpost from Soruma. It feels like he doesn't even respect the possibility. But yeah, the push is kind of no more. I think another market and blacksmith will go up for Wide. He's got the market now. Blacksmith could be coming. Sorakuma's micros needed up the hill. Big shots from Wide, though. Big shots from Wide. His Mangonels are weak, but he can get the repairs on them. But villager leads there for Soruma. I think Wide should say 2 TCs, play Kipchaks and Mangonel, and just go full pressure here. But the stone count is climbing for Soruma. It feels like he'll want a castle. And it doesn't really make sense to come this way for a castle. I think you just castle here. But with no vision there, it's still always a risk. Neither player's gone for it yet. You can see Wide's quality, guys. The fact that, again, he is just not dead and he's able to continue to fight is so good. All the games have been peak AoE today. But unfortunately, Sorakuma's won every one. The game, like, strategically, has been amazing. There's so many different strategies and styles at play. Micro's been super good, but okay, Soruma, he's thinking about it. He's bringing a whole lot more siege this way. He doesn't know that the town center's there, but if he were to just drop a castle there, even that would be strong. But he doesn't know yet. But I like it. If you don't know about a good castle spot, just save the stone. You don't want to place castles that don't give you value. Micro continues, and Soruma. Oh, man. Kelts are coming, baby. But this puts pressure on wide. If you're going to lose ground this way, you got to go this way, right? He knows there's a mining camp. Soruma will at least see the kip check. Soruma drops the 4th TC now. In wide starting base. So good. And now he placed a castle here. Well, I mean, if you were to get pressured, it's still not a castle I'm in love with. I think a castle, even deleting the mining camp and placing a castle there is much better. But I think for Soruma, he's doing so many different things, and he just feels like he can't lose the matchup. Probably feels like everything's going right for him today, being up 3-0. Telling you, wide needs to pressure here. Like, that is the way to come back in this game. And he needs defensive mangonel shots. He landed one when I looked away on 2 scorpions. He'll land another one. That should be a kill. He got kip checks breaking through. Honestly, kind of crazy that Sorakuma's castle looks perfect now. Like, it's like he knew that the kip checks would go through that area. Nice gate, nice castle. I guess he did have house walls here, so he didn't have protection there. And that castle, yeah, it's looking pretty good. Pressure coming back in from Soruma. 11 vills up. 3,000 resources collected ahead. Kip checks for wide will check here because he thinks Soruma will go here. But brother, Soruma is in your base. You have to go back home. What a weird feeling to go fast imp and like try and pressure your own base. The kip checks will come all the way home. He can get in. Those are his walls. But castle's denied for wide, and oh god. I just don't think that's the castle. I think the castle has to be aggressive. But he's under so much pressure all the time. He feels like he needs a defensive castle, which is perfectly understandable. God, Soruma is playing so well. Some of the best Age of Empires I've ever seen from him. And I watched all of his sets. I didn't cast them all. But, like, this has been insane. He denies the castle. He's got more than enough siege. He's got perfect eco. He still has the ability to defend from the kip checks there. This... Well, it's not the amazing 7 games that we wanted. But it's been a really fun watch for a 4-0. One of the best sweeps that you could see. Assuming it becomes a sweep. And there are the kip checks. Soruma reacts because of course he does. The scorpions are on the way home. The kip checks are still really weak units. They're not in the game state they need to be. A Woad Raider comes in to go after the Mangonel. Just like perfect timing on that. Woad Raider will probably end up getting killed, but it's just more things that wide needs to deal with. Woad Raider's coming this way. Scorpions coming this way. Villagers coming this way. The kip checks will go down. There's still the siege to micro. 42 on food for Soruma right now. Explain that to me. Explain how he can do that with all the pressure he's done at the same time. Castle's still denied. And a castle's coming this way from Soruma. Soon he'll have his opponent completely surrounded. All the kip checks have been cleared up. At least I think so. I don't know where they went. No, they're outside. Sorry. Just so good from Soruma. And I think wide... even if he completes this castle now, not really sure what security that brings him. He's still going to be stuck in this little bubble of space that will run out of resources. And the Woad Raiders are here. Castle's still not up at 80%. Soruma will have 2 castles. Soruma probably just needs to go Imperial Age now. Now, imagine running into that castle. You're like, how? Like, how does he have that too? It's just been perfect. Look at the economy here. And now the thing we wanted before was a castle in this area. And now he could just do that. I mean, Woad Raiders are actually doing a great job against the kip checks. There's even more siege hitting the villagers. Killing even more. Because of course there is. And now the villagers can come this way. And with a little bit more stone, drop the castle. Yeah, drop the castle there. Sorakuma's just had a perfect series. Unbelievable, honestly. For Wide, game number 1's going to hurt a bit. Game number 2's going to hurt a bit. Honestly, how the last 2 games have gone, maybe it makes it hurt less. Like, maybe it's more painful if you lose 4-3. But if you get swept, maybe you're just like, damn. Like, yeah, I wasn't good enough to go platinum. Straight up. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like right now. Wide had an amazing season. The sad thing for Wide, really, is he is 1 win away from going to platinum through the group stage. He was tied with the first place player, but lost the tiebreak. So if you think of the whole season, it's even beyond this. It's like that one game that he let slip away. In any of those 5 sets he played in groups. Yeah, amazing that Wide is so dead and we're still so impressed. Like, he's on the way to Imp. He's got 2 castles. He lost his whole base. There's actually some very big things to be impressed with there, but... I mean, Imp into what army? I didn't think we'd get to Imp. I thought this game would be over because Soruma would just kill him fast. But I did say that I think Kelts are actually the better Imp Civ as well. But it was far too transparent. I think if you pick Cumans, you can't play Cumans for map 4. I think you play it for like map 1 or 2. Because you can use process elimination with the draft at this point if you're Soruma. And no, he doesn't have any other civs that could really fit for bypass. But this is a civ. It looks pretty foolish or it looks amazing with no in between. And in this case, it's probably going to end up looking foolish. It's a little foolish for Soruma to be attacking the university. So that's a waste of Woad Raiders, but he's doing other things. He's building TCs up here in the north. He's everywhere, man. He's everywhere. Like, look at his vision. He's completely surrounding Wide right now. It's amazing. We had somebody in my Twitch chat yesterday. Cumans weren't played at all, but they were using the chat as their message board to inspire change to the Cuman tech tree. I don't know their username, but they were like, we must give Cumans, and then listing off some things that Cumans need. Give Cumans cannons. Give Cumans cannons. Poor guy. I don't think anyone was responding to him. But they were really going at it. I mean, guys, it's going to end how it began. With Siege Ram and infantry. Siege Ram and infantry from both sides. We've got Siege Ram tech on the way. We've got Woad Raiders ready to load up. Get the choo-choos ready. We might even have Fuhrer Celtica come in for extra HP on the siege. Oh, no, it's going to be Elite Woad Raider. Oh, man, dude. And Sorakuma's got so much stone, so he can repair forever here. He's got the 1 treb on this from this angle. Okay, Wide will make a play for the castle. He uses the mangonels against 1 treb. And he calls the GG. His castle went down already. The choo-choo of death was about to come in. Honestly, respect to Wide. I hope that a lot of people watch this, realize how good both players are, right? Because when the next season of Titans League rolls around, that perspective is needed. Soruma, in theory, will make it into Platinum League, and he should be relegated, right? That's how the Platinum League works, is, the players come up and they should get pushed right back down. But Soruma proves himself Platinum with 4-0 sweep. He played very well. I think Wide actually played insane today as well. He's got a lot of talent, but another season in gold for him. And, yeah, congratulations to Soruma, who's a player who has been on the radar for many and has been massively improving. And I'm sure that he was very nervous about this series because the last time he played Wide in Titans League, Wide won 3-2. That was when both players were fighting for gold, actually. But yeah, truly incredible 4-0 there. It doesn't tell the full story of how fun those games went. And just minor things, right? It was all like Sorakuma's decision-making in early Castle Age in a lot of those games, just applying a little bit of pressure. I feel like the peak players in this game, they're going to apply a little bit of pressure and then amazing decisions behind. A little bit of pressure, amazing decisions behind. And that was exactly how Soruma did it in most of those games. Here's the res collected. More of every resource there from Soruma, KD was even. Most of the KDs, the entire series was just even. But Soruma always just had a little bit more in the way of economy. So, I would like to interview Soruma. I'm not sure what his English is like, or if he'll have a translator or anything like that. I'm going to see if this is possible. I think I spoke to Soruma before, though, and he was happy to do a voice interview. And so it looks like he is ready for an interview. Guys, we're gonna jump in with Soruma and interview Soruma. Soruma is from Taiwan. I only know English myself, so I can't speak other languages. He spoke pretty decent English last time, but keep in mind, we got somebody from trying to talk to me who's a noob, and a lot of emotion for Soruma. Let's be understanding here. Let's see. Soruma, congratulations. How are you feeling right now?
I'm so happy now. Really so happy.
How nervous were you before the series today? Were you nervous?
Actually, I am so nervous because before I lose white.
Yep.
Yeah.
I told viewers that. I don't know how many people knew that because it was a long time ago, but that you had never played wide. You had only played wide one time, and it was when he beat you 3-2. So that game one, after winning that game, did the nerves go down for you? Did you have less nerves, or were you nervous all the time?
Not sure. Now I am some normal heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Civ matchup, Poles versus Ethiopians? Do you like Pole? Do you think Poles are good there, or do you think that's a bad matchup?
Actually, I think game one like arena, and then Poles. Yes. And then Poles, if go arena, he have a so strong eco. Yeah. So actually, Paul is my big meta, bigger meta. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. It's very, you tend to wall and play like arena. Were you planning on making Siege Ram there? Because I don't see Poles make Siege Ram, or was that just you like adapting?
I don't know.
Got you. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, Soruma, I wanted to ask just like one or two more questions to you. Did you do a lot of training and preparation for this?
For sure.
Were you training with tag teammates or like Taiwan players or anybody else?
Yes. I'm training teammate, Taiwan player, anything, anyone.
Okay, got it. Nice. Well, final question. You'll be in Platinum next season, so you'll be top 24. Are you nervous about that? Are you excited? How does that make you feel?
Actually, I'm excited, but sometimes I'm nervous because top 24 is so very, very strong.
Yeah.
I think maybe I lose, but I excited for yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're right. The top 24 is very strong, but if you played like you did today, I think you can compete and win there. So
okay.
Keep that in mind next season. And congratulations, Soruma. I'm very, very proud of you. I've seen you grow as a player. I remember watching you in the 2v2 World Cup like 7 years ago. And when you were, I think, Sky Bear or something, you didn't say Soruma. Maybe Soruma means Sky Bear. But anyways, I'm happy for you, Soruma, is my point. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Any other final words that you'd like to say to any fans or viewers before I let you go, before we say goodbye?
thank you. Thank you, viewers. Thank you.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, Sora Kuma. See you, bro.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, man, Sora Kuma's so happy right now, man. He's so happy. And like I said, like, English isn't his first language, but he's got solid enough English to hop in there and do an interview with us, which I appreciate. Yeah, I mean, he did a lot of training for this. He did a lot of practice. He's been massively improving. For those that have watched his level, it almost felt like he was on the trajectory to make it to platinum, right? And for our scene, who has a lot of older players who have been at the top for a very long time, it takes a lot of work to grow, to get to the level to compete and get into Platinum League. So, yeah, amazing for Sora Kuma. Very happy for him. I also just love to hear a player so happy, right? Like, so happy. He's so happy he ended up taking the opportunity. So, yeah, respect to him. Nice to hear from him.